My name is Reginald. I am a rapper. You can find my music on Spotify. I go by Reginald, but I spell it R39INALD. It's Reginald, but with a 39 instead of EG. I'm on Twitter at Kanye. I'm on Instagram, Reggiecoin. I'm here because I've been a super enthusiast of crypto for over 10 years. Love crypto, and I really got interested in crypto because I knew that there would be a lot of people left behind as crypto starts to spread. Um, there's a lot of people who would be like non technical and very uninterested in anything to do with crypto, or there's people who would find it challenging to keep up with crypto, to be knowledgeable and literate in the space. And so my passion is sort of helping fill that gap, or helping sort of bridge that gap with, sort of normal people or people who may not normally be technical savvy, bringing them to the crypto world, helping them think about crypto in a wise way. So, lately I've been going live talking about cryptos as much as possible. So today marks episode 10 of me going live talking about crypto. And today we are talking about Toncoin. Hold on one second. Okay. So, we're talking about Toncoin today. Um, hmm, So Toncoin was the first coin that I had never heard of before doing this research. Typically, I'm either very aware of the crypto or I've at least heard of it, but take the opportunity to jump into it. Toncoin, yeah, absolutely never heard of Toncoin in my life before seeing this, but it is number 10 on the coin market cap, right? So obviously, it's doing something very effective. Um, so yeah, we're here to talk about the white paper. So first, I give a summary of the white paper, and then I talk about the controversies, and then I really get into the white paper. A. Ethan asks, "Am I religious?" No, I'm not religious. My closest thing to religious affiliation is Taoism. I really like the Tao Te Ching. I'm actually working on my own version of the Tao Te Ching. Um, so, what was I gonna say? So yeah, Toncoin. So let's talk about the introduction real quick. And I will say that this is the biggest white paper I have ever seen. This is crazy. The Toncoin white paper is 126 pages. What would be wrong with hearing that I'm religious? Although I may or may not agree with you. Somebody's talking to me in Russian. I think that's Russian. I don't know what you're saying though. Um, so yeah, Toncoin is such a big white paper. It's 126 pages. I'm not gonna sit here and read that to you. So I'm gonna find different ways to kind of summarize and condense the information. So introduction. The introduction outlines the purpose of Toncoin, emphasizing its role in the decentralized ecosystem on the Ton blockchain. It highlights the need for scalability, speed, and low transaction costs in cryptocurrency. Background. This section delves into the history of blockchain technology, focusing on the limitations of existing blockchains. It presents the vision of Ton, the open network, as a solution to these challenges, aiming for high throughput and efficient resource usage. The Ton architecture is described, showcasing multi-blockchain structure, includes the main blockchain and multiple work chains that can operate independently, enhancing scalability through parallel processing. Consensus mechanism. Here, the white paper explains the proof of stake consensus mechanism used by Toncoin. It details how validators are selected and the incentives are provided for participation, promoting the network security and decentralization. Tokenomics. This section overviews the economic model of Toncoin, including the total supply, distribution, utility of the token within the ecosystem. It discusses transaction fees, staking rewards, and governance. Use cases. So we got some chats. What are you guys talking about? You guys are popping in the chat. Okay, so we got some red emoji. Ethan really doesn't like religious. So we're arguing. Okay, guys, so look, we're here to talk about crypto, but I'm happy you guys are commenting. So if you guys want to argue about religion in the comments, fine. Thank you for being here. Hello, Andy. Various applications of Toncoin are presented, such as decentralized finance, non-fungible tokens, and other decentralized applications. This section illustrates the versatility and potential of Toncoin in real-world scenarios. Roadmap. The roadmap outlines the future developments planned for the Toncoin project, including upgrades, partnerships, and community initiatives. It emphasizes ongoing commitments in innovation and growth. Conclusion. The conclusion reiterates the importance of Toncoin in the blockchain landscape, summarizing its key features and potential impact. It calls for community involvement to realize the project's goals. Okay. Online. Okay. Andy Fowler says you could call me Hunter because I'm in my dad's account. Thanks, Andy. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, so now we're talking about Toncoin. Um, Now we're talking about Toncoin controversies. So here's some. It's a summary of the Toncoin controversies, and then I got two articles. Legal issues. The original project, backed by Telegram, faced legal action from the U.S. SEC. This led to the project being halted and the Ton Foundation taking over development. Interesting. Some critics argue that the Ton Foundation has too much control over the network, potentially compromising its decentralization. Privacy and security. While Ton has features designed to improve privacy, it's not completely private. Some information about transactions can be still publicly visible on the blockchain. Additionally, there have been concerns about the security of the network and potential for hacks or vulnerabilities. The distribution of Toncoin and its long-term value proposition have been questioned by some in the crypto community. It's important to know that these are just some of the controversies surrounding Toncoin, and there are varying opinions of their significance. So then my first question was, is Toncoin really private? And so this thing says the privacy of Toncoin is because I've seen so many cryptos. If you want to have a hot crypto, you tell people it's going to be private. You tell people, hey, you could do your crime and you're not going to get caught using this crypto. You're going to be very popular. You're going to make a lot of money. But it often ends up not really being private, right? So when I started seeing stuff about Toncoin and they said they promise privacy, my first question is this really private? So, so I ask, and the answer I receive is the privacy of Toncoin is a complex issue with varying opinions. While the Ton network has features designed to improve privacy, such as the ability to use proxy nodes and anonymous addresses, it's not completely private. Some information about transactions, such as the amount that sender receiver addresses, can still be publicly visible on the blockchain. Ultimately, the level of privacy you achieve with Toncoin depends on how you use it and the precautions you take to protect your identity. It's important to be aware of the limitations and risks before using Toncoin for sensitive transactions. Would NFTs have been more successful if they've been traded on the hub? I mean, I don't think NFTs have any inherent value. Like, you could just buy a file, right? And there's so many different blockchains. So like, yeah, I think NFTs are kind of a scam, to be honest. Here, I'm in Hong Kong. What time is it here? Or where I am? I'm in Hong Kong. Um, the Telegram guy went to jail, right? You guys hear about the Telegram guy going to jail? So Pavel Durov, the founder of Telegram, was arrested in France in August 2023 on charges related to the misuse of the platform for criminal activities, including CSA material and drug trafficking. He was released on bail but faces up to 10 years in prison if convicted. So, let's see. Is the Ton Foundation connected to Telegram? The Ton Foundation and Telegram are not directly connected. However, there is a historical connection. The Ton project was originally conceived by the Telegram team, but due to regulatory issues, the project was handed over to the Ton Foundation. Therefore, while there is a historical link, the two entities are now separate. Okay, so then we got something from the SEC.gov. Okay, Chris. Chris R. Your mind is not here. We're here talking about crypto. Your mind is somewhere else, buddy. So I don't know what to tell you. All right, so Telegram to return 1.2 billion to investors and pay 18.5 million penalty to settle SEC charge. Let's see, this is just a little up. So the Securities and Exchange Commission announced today that it obtained court approval of settlements with Telegram Group Inc. and its wholly owned subsidiary of Ton Issuer Inc. to resolve charges that Telegram's unregistered offering of digital tokens called grams violated the federal securities laws. The defendants agreed to return more than 1.2 billion to investors and pay an 18.5 million civil penalty. I mean, this is, you know, more than half of the cryptos that I've talked about have been sued by the SEC for unregistered securities. So, that just kind of goes with everything in this space, right? So, let's get to the white paper. First, I would say, yeah, it sounds so. The Creative Telegram has got some CSA related charges. So it's like, what are people saying about that? Are they saying that is a setup, or is he a creepy man? I don't know. Probably, yeah, I have no idea about that case, but kind of weird to me. Uh, Dear Rob's got a weird case. Why is he around? You feel me? So let's get into talking about this white paper. I'm going to try my best to use summaries. Normally I try to at least skim it, but we're talking about 120 pages, right? I can't do that. So let's see, 5 through 74. Okay. So, how many sections do we have here? We have, looks like about six. So right now I'm going down to section two. Um, so here we go. The document discusses the architecture and features of the open network blockchain, emphasizing its unique structure as a collection of blockchains termed two blockchains. Here's a summary of key points. Ton blockchain structure. The Ton blockchain consists of a master chain and multiple work chains, which can further be divided into shard chains. This structure allows for processing millions of transactions per second through a layered architecture of blockchains. Now, first, I'm like, this sounds kind of racist. We got master chains and worker chains. So now let's go into more detail. Master chain contains vital protocol information, validator data, and hashes of recent blocks from all work chains and shard chains. Work chains can have different rules, formats, and virtual machines facilitating various applications of smart contracts. Shard chains. Each work chain can be subdivided into shard chains for better scalability. Infinite sharding paradigm. A unique approach to sharding where accounts are viewed as existing in their own shard chains, leading to an architecture that allows for dynamic scaling based on network load. Messaging and instant hypercube routing. Messages are the primary means of interaction between accounts. Ton employs instant hypercube routing, which enables messages to be delivered rapidly across shard chains, enhancing scalability. Creation and activation. Work chains and shard chains are created through community proposals requiring consensus among validators for activation. Dynamic sharding. Ton supports dynamic sharding, allowing the number of shards to change based on transaction load, which differs from static sharding found in other blockchain systems. Ton Virtual Machine. The TVM is designed to execute smart contracts and supports various data types and operations, making it suitable for high-level programming languages. Listen, we're just on page 14 out of 120. Uh, General blockchain definition discusses the concepts of blockchains and their states, as well as the specificities of the Ton blockchain. Account management and hash maps. Ton uses account IDs and hash maps to manage state balances and smart contract storage, emphasizing efficient data handling. Global shard chain state. The global state of shard chains is managed as a collection of account states, which can be efficiently updated. Splitting and merging shard chains. Ton has mechanisms for automatically splitting shard chains under high load and merging them when the load decreases, which enhances scalability. All right. Classification of blockchain projects. The document classifies various blockchain projects, comparing their features, structures, and consensus mechanisms. It highlights Ton's unique position as a dynamic, heterogeneous, multi-chain system. Okay. So let's see. Ethan asked, am I in Hong Kong? Yes. Alright, that was a lot. I was just. Jeez, how did I get so many words into this? Jeez. Okay, so the next section is 80 through 90. Okay. Pages 80 to 98 discuss the network and protocols of the Ton blockchain, focusing on the abstract datagram network layer and Ton distributed hash table. Abstract Datagram Network Layer. This section describes the ADNL, which allows nodes to communicate using 256-bit abstract network addresses instead of traditional IP addresses. Each abstract address is hashed representation of a serialized TL object, enabling nodes to identify senders and receivers without needing to know their underlying IP details. Communication mechanisms. The text outlines how nodes can send datagrams over UDP, including both secure and less secure methods of encryption. It also introduces the concept of channels and channel identifiers, which determines how inbound datagrams are processed. Channels can facilitate tunneling and proxying, akin to techniques used in Tor. Zero channel and bootstrapping. In scenarios where a node starts up without knowledge of other nodes, it can communicate through a zero channel to obtain identities and establish connections. Reliable large datagram protocol. This reliable datagram protocol is built upon ADNL and it is used for sending RPC queries. Ton DHT. The DHT is crucial for locating nodes within the network. It employs a Kadalimiya-like structure for efficient key value storage and retrieval, where keys are 256-bit integers and values are arbitrary byte strings. Nodes in the DHT maintain a routing table to manage connections and facilitate queries for a node available in data storage. Storing values and query mechanisms. The DHT allows for the storage of values with associated metadata, including ownership and updating rules. It supports various queries, such as pinging nodes and finding values, employing a method akin to beam search to efficiently locate data. Privacy considerations. The document highlights the importance of privacy for Ton blockchain account owners when publishing contact information and suggests mechanisms for publishing abstract addresses without compromising anonymity, particularly in the context of payment channels. Let's see, any questions? No more questions. Everybody's asleep. It's bedtime in America. So let's see, what else we got? So 98 to 110. Okay, so the next part. Pages 98 to 110 discuss the implementation strategies for Ton services and applications, focusing on how they can be structured and accessed within the Ton ecosystem. Service classification. The document introduces a classification of applications and services in the Ton ecosystem based on their nature. On-chain applications. All data and processing occur within the Ton blockchain. Off-chain applications. All data and processing are external to the blockchain. Mixed applications. Some data is on-chain while other data is off-chain. Centralization. Applications can also be classified based on centralization, distinguishing between centralized and decentralized distributed applications. Types of services. Pure on-chain applications. These are distributed applications running entirely on the blockchain, benefiting from its reliability and not requiring dedicated servers. Off-chain network services. These services operate on external servers and utilize Ton for locating addresses, resembling deep services in the I2P network. Mixed services. These services might use both on-chain and off-chain components, maintaining some data on the blockchain while processing most off-chain. Examples and applications. The document provides examples like Ton storage, which allows users to store files off-chain while referencing them on-chain through hashes and smart contracts. It also mentions decentralized mixed services or fog services, which create markets for computing resources among users. Connecting users and services. Markets or registries are essential for connecting users with service providers. These can be implemented on chain, off chain, or through mixed approaches. Accessing ton services. The document describes how services can be accessed, emphasizing the role of ton DNS that maps human readable names to network addresses, facilitating user interactions with services. It also discusses the method for registering new subdomains and retrieving data from smart contracts. User interface and experience. It highlights how the user interface of services can be enhanced via public smart contract interfaces and how a ton browser can provide a web-like experience for interacting with these services. Users can navigate through ton sites, submit forms, and access various functionalities seamlessly. Advantages of ton www. The document concludes with advantages of ton-based web, including integrated payment, user identity management, anonymity options, and potential for micropayments. Okay. So, let's see. Last we got 11 through 21. And then I done off the chat. You guys are not liking Toncoin, but hey man, you gotta read these white papers or get detailed summaries when they're 126 pages. So, the section from pages 111 to 121 discusses the Ton Payments platform, focusing on payment channels and the concept of a Lightning network for efficient micropayments. Payment channels. The text introduces the idea of point-to-point payment channels between two parties, A and B, where they create a shared money pool through a smart contract to facilitate multiple transactions without committing each to the blockchain. This allows for instant payments with minimal overhead, suitable for micropayments. Trustless payment channels. The document outlines the need for trustless payment channels where parties do not need to rely on each other not to cheat. This is achieved through signatures in a smart contract that arbitrate disputes and punish fraudulent behavior. Synchronous and asynchronous channels. The text differentiates between synchronous and asynchronous payment channels, explaining how a synchronous channel requires confirmation from both parties before proceeding, while an asynchronous channel allows for transactions to occur independently. Unidirectional payment channels. These channels are established when only one party, like a client, needs to make payments to another party, such as a service provider. Complex payment channels and promises. The document suggests that more sophisticated payment channels can involve promises or conditional transfers, allowing one party to pay another only if specific conditions are met. Lightning Network. The text introduces the concept of a Lightning Network, which enables instant fund transfers through a network of interconnected payment channels. This approach allows parties to transfer funds without establishing direct channels with every participant. Chain money transfers. It describes how to perform transfers through a series of payment channels using promises to ensure trust, allowing for secure transactions even without immediate confirmation. Virtual payment channels. The section explains the creation of virtual payment channels within existing chains, allowing for more efficient transactions without the need to lock up significant funds. Finding paths in the Lightning Network. Finally, it discusses the methods for discovering paths in the payment network and proposes optimization to enhance efficiency. Overall, the document details the mechanisms and protocols that enable efficient, trustless payment processing within the Ton ecosystem, emphasizing the benefits of instant transactions and micropayments. Let's see. From 122 to 126. Now we actually get to Toncoin. Pages 122 through 126 of the document provide a conclusion to the proposed Ton blockchain system and discuss Toncoin. The Ton blockchain is designed as a scalable multi-blockchain architecture that supports high transaction volumes and decentralized applications with user-friendly interfaces. It features a tightly coupled multi-blockchain system and a bottom-up sharding approach to enhance scalability. Innovations such as two blockchain mechanisms for replacing invalid blocks and instant hypercube routing for efficient communication between shards are introduced. The Ton network enhances the blockchain capabilities, enabling various services such as Ton DNS, Ton storage, Ton proxy, and Ton payments. The Ton coin is the main cryptocurrency used within the Ton blockchain. It's subdivided into 1 billion units called nanotons. The document outlines the various units of the Ton coin, including nanos, micros, kilotons, and states that the initial supply is limited to 5 billion Ton coins. The supply will slowly increase through mining rewards, potentially resulting in a 2% annual inflation rate. If validators misbehave, their stakes may be penalized, leading to a reduction in the total coin supply, contributing to a deflationary effect. Overall, the proposed system aims to provide a robust infrastructure for cryptocurrency and decentralized applications while ensuring a manageable monetary policy for the Ton coin. Okay, so I just broke down the Toncoin white paper for you guys, and I also talked about the controversies. The Telegram creator went to jail. Uh, Toncoin Foundation and Telegram had to split, and they had to pay back. How much did they have to pay back? They had to pay back 1.2 billion. Um, yeah, so this is about the end. It's a baby screaming in my building. So yeah, this is about the end of this. So this is episode 10 of Reggiecoin. And next we are talking about Cardano. So thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Check out my playlist where I have all these other things. Check out all the links that I have in the description. Okay. Thanks. Have a nice day. Catch you next time.